first on the docket anyway. Just letting people know there are going to be changes coming to drugs. Because we have a very nice um, streamlined script that is going to be replacing all the old stuff. So basically, it just means like any of the old crack, meth, if you manage to get any, heroin, weed, whatever you have, just sell as much of it as you can. Make as much product, sell as much product as you can to get rid of it. So that way you're not losing any of your stuff. Because once it gets taken out, all those items will pretty much not work or most likely be depleted from your inventory. So just to make sure that you guys are aware to sell your stuff. We'll also be putting out an announcement. Like, you'll have time. It's not like you have until Monday or something like that. Like, you're going to have some time to make sure that you can get rid of your product and stuff so that you don't lose any of it. And once we have, like, you're not so much going to have to look for locations we decided on. Since most people already know where kind of all that stuff is, and we're just kind of shifting from one script to another. A lot of things will be in some of the same places, but there will also be a couple of new places where things are. So it's like, still explore, look around, see what's new. But for the most part, a lot of locations and stuff are kind of going to be where they were before. But just look around, see what you can find. With that, there will be drugs like, LSD, ecstasy, stuff like that. So as we kind of roll those things out, it'll be a lot better, more streamlined, and a lot easier for you guys to have access to that stuff. Me and JP were testing out a lot of the different effects that drugs are going to be having. So when you take them, they're going to have different things that will happen depending on the drug. Those who are in gangs and have specialty drugs, your drugs might be a little bit different and have better effects. Yeah, there was that. Well, that wasn't part of the drug. That was just he broke so much that the game didn't want to know what to do with him anymore. But there will be like new effects and stuff like that will be coming to it. Labs will also be available. Those who are in gangs and things like that, that's gonna be different for you guys. But there will be some available for freelancers and stuff. For those, you may not be in a gang, but maybe you still want to have some things. So there will be some things available to you. It's just probably gonna cost you a bit more. So there will also be some changes to the drug selling areas. Not in a sense of like so much like locations in and of itself. It's more of we're trying to think of ways to shift and make it so that drug selling has a bit more of a business aspect to it, where if you're trying to sell weed in a particular area, maybe those locals don't necessarily pay high dollar for weed. They're like, weed is a dime a dozen over here. But if you maybe bring them the right drug, they'll give you a higher amount of money for it, because if for those who have a higher level in drug selling, you'll most likely start to actually kind of see that in your skill and stuff like that. So just kind of shaking it up a bit. And then as we roll that out, we'll get feedback from you guys. Like, do you feel like, this is a fair price for this over here, depending on, how you do. So it's more definitely going to be like, as you guys are going out there working with the new script and work with the new drugs, that you will kind of get a lay of the land. Like, is it as balanced as it can be, and is it fair, and you getting your money's worth and all that kind of stuff. So that's exciting. But there shouldn't be like a whole lot of decrease or anything like that. It's just moving and shifting from one script that, a bunch of other scripts that we used to have, and trying to streamline it into one or two so that it's not, it's just better on the back end and it works better for you guys too. So let's see. Is that all?
Just make sure we're giving y'all some time to, get your drugs out and stuff like that. But and like she said, we're gonna be doing an announcement, but
Yeah.
I think probably by Friday or the week after, the next 2 weeks, we're gonna be slowly taking the gang labs down
Mm-hmm.
so that there's no. Well, I got all these drugs still in here that I need to cook. Make sure that you guys get them out and stuff. So
Yeah. And like I said, we're not so much changing locations that you kind of already know, since the police have not raided those places. So it's more of you're just getting those and additional other places that you will be able to find different things and make different stuff. So there will be some unknown places that you guys may not know about, but that we're still gonna make it so that you'll be able to figure that stuff out. It's not gonna be horribly hard, but look around and see what's going on, and we'll let you guys know when that is gone ahead and rolled out, so you guys can be on the lookout. um and yeah, that's about what I have for the drug side of things. If there's any questions, definitely let me know. And then we shall roll on over to treble section. Treble.
Hi.
Hi.
I was typing something. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, no worries.
Tag, you're it.
Tag I meant.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing is heists. I have set up tons of heists. There's a cool idea behind it that once you start to figure out what's going on behind the heists, you can easily make up like a story moving forward on those. So they are. I'll leave it at connected. But White and I are really excited about having set up all those. But there are more to come still. But yeah. We do have some more criminal stuff coming on the way. I don't have an ETA for it right now, but it looks really cool. So like criminals being able to own their own sort of enterprise where they make uh, bulk and sell product of various types. Um,
Basically, I think those
it,
pilot licenses are gonna matter.
yeah, pilot's license are gonna matter. It's gonna be really unique to what I've seen so far. Um, there's also now a new script in place for hints for new players. I know none of us here are new players, but there is an NPC that is currently on the map who you can go up to and talk to about things that you may not know, like how to get started, hints here or there. We're going to add to it. There's only 3 options right now, but it's pretty cool. And then just, casually speed running through all of this. Plates. So the whole gray area of that shouldn't have existed in the first place. The announcement that I made almost a week ago, I think, about plates being changed on Monday, was because we wanted to get rid of the gray area of plates. There were multiple things all happening at the same time for that, more than what y'all were alerted on. So plates on Monday are now every vehicle, regardless of whether it has a visual plate or not, will have a plate that the police using their police plate scanners can see. And that was all. This information so far has already been announced, but the part of it that you didn't see was I've been working behind the scenes on making a new script for the other half of that, and the other half of it works like this. So you want to use your personal vehicle. It's a great personal vehicle for this crime, but it has a plate on it. What you can do is there will be an item introduced into the game that will disrupt the plate readers on police vehicles. So the police vehicles will not be able to scan your the plate on your vehicle.
Super awesome.
Yes, it is actually amazing. That was the other side of that y'all didn't hear about. But this essentially is to get rid of that gray area, because when the police go in and use this, gray area to get a plate, then the crims feel like they were gypped. And then if the crims come in and be like, oh no, you shouldn't have that information because my vehicle doesn't have a plate, then the police feel like they are gypped as well. And it wasn't a good situation because everybody lost. Like, there was no real, I don't know.
Aside from it being a massive exploit, there was no real advantage.
Mm-hmm. And so we really wanted to get rid of that issue, and this is going to completely, hopefully, solve that.
You just got to remember to take them off your car before you put them in the garage.
Yes. So they are not single use currently. What it will wind up being is you will have an item, and you can use that item on the back of your car, and that car will then have this item attached to it until this vehicle despawns. Once it despawns, that item that was attached to it is just gone. But the way around that is that you will use a command at the backside of your vehicle to take it off. And the item deliberately tells you what that command is.
So basically, as long as you remember to take it off your car before you put your car in the garage, then you're good.
Mm-hmm. Who's next?
Here's a
I
question.
think that might be me. Oh.
Do what?
There's a question.
Does it change the vehicle's inventory? No. So actually, the way it works is it attaches not to the license plate of the vehicle, but attaches to what is called a state bag of the vehicle. So it is attached to the entity itself and does not actually affect the plate of the vehicle, because it's not a it's not a fake plate script. It is a plate reader disruptor script. So, for instance, if I have a license plate of a vehicle and it says ABC123, and I put the plate reader on it, the license plate on that vehicle visually will still be ABC123. But now, if you're in a police chase, the plate reader on their vehicles, when targeted at your car, will just say error. Or whatever I decide to make it. So it won't display plate info to the police. That is correct. It will look like what Chief Hanover put right there. Error XXX. Yes, cops can still visually see the plate because it is not affecting their eyes. It is as I imagined it is a little black box that interferes with the police's plate reader. Well, then we can absolutely make it one use. I made this script. I made this script, so it actually doesn't exist anywhere else, which I'm super excited about. But if it becomes the case, absolutely, it can be one use. It's just we don't know if we don't know until we put it out there how powerful this is going to be.
Right, and then that'll
Yes.
also affect the price of it as well. So
yes. The price of it that we determined as a trial period is going to be 170,000 because it is an item that essentially makes you invisible in a police chase. To specifically plate readers.
it is reusable. If it becomes a one use, then that price will most likely have to come down. But I feel like that's not too bad for something that you can use repeatedly as long as you remember. As long as you remember.
As long as you remember to take it off. The high price is there as a deterrent to not go and buy 7 of them, right? To not use it for everything, right? We don't want it to be it's a crim, therefore the crim has to be running the plate reader. Would very much not
should be something you invoke when you need it, not something that is on all the time. And that's also why it should say something like error, like it does right now, so that police can see that, oh, hey, this person is actually actively committing a crime. So if you just drive down the street and you drive by a police car, it'll ping error. And so, yeah, it's really just meant, it's supposed to be like an active hiding of license plate, not something you passively leave on your vehicle at all times.
It's also in the title code now. Everything is set up for it to launch on Monday at midnight, or here in a few hours, really. What?
I don't think so.
What about if a cop has the plate
that's an interesting thing we haven't actually tested, so we'll have to look into that and we'll get back to you.
Save your questions for the end. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll explain to you later, Jay. I'll explain to you later, Jay. But basically, there's a BOLO feature in the MDT.
Okay. But yes. Continue on your thing, and if anybody wants to come up and ask a question directly about it or whatever, we'll save that off for the
end. That is my list. I started doing questions early. I apologize.
There you go.
Oh, it was me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I have only a couple of things. So so there's a slight change with the flight school. Only the people that have pilot's licenses probably would even notice, but the flight school has a different name now, and it is also kind of amalgamated with the racing league that we're trying to get going. We've started a new position that I think at least I hope a few people might be interested in. So for the next month, and basically from here until infinity, you'll be able to come in and put in a lap on a car that we're using as like the standard race car. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna keep track of everyone's times. You can see in the Discord there's different chats for like the racing event and stuff like that. So you can see like on Friday there's a few of us that were doing some trials and stuff. So you guys can, whenever you guys want, or when we're open, obviously, you can come down and you can put in a hot lap on the track, and the top three, whoever the top three drivers are at the end of the month, or if we decide to call it earlier, to get it started, and then every month after that it'll renew. Basically, the top three drivers will be offered a position to basically work for Twin Throttle, quote unquote, as a test driver, where you'll basically essentially just be a professional driver for the research and development portion of the of Twin Throttles, where we're working on vehicle handling and rejigging all the fun stuff around. But so you can, if you want, come in, put down time, and if you're in the top three, then you can get a job in character as an actual race car driver working for like what's supposed to be like we're RPing as like a R&D sort of group for motor development. And then, in slightly less obscure news, also going into the shops tonight is going to be going into the gang shops to be more specific, is two new items. One will be the radio jammer, and one will be the radio. What do they call it? I call it the advanced radio. Advanced radio encryption equipment or whatever. They pretty much do exactly as they sound like they would do. So if you buy either of these items, it's one per gang. So if a bunch of your gang go out and buy them, I'm sorry, but you only get one. Essentially what it is if you buy the token, you bring it to myself or any of the staff members to redeem it, or you just open a ticket with us and say that you're redeeming the item. And you will then be able to you'll be able to choose a radio channel of your choosing, and it'll be encrypted, which will mean that nobody other than people in the gang will be able to go on that channel, and that means nobody other than the people in the gang will go on that channel. So you can't make temporary exceptions to let other people in. It is just gang members that would have access to that. And then the other is obviously the radio jammer. Which is something I'm sure people have noticed around the police department and formerly the hospital, wherein there's an area around the police department and the hospital that disrupts radio signals, so that only radio signals for a chosen organization persist. So there is a radio jammer for that criminal organizations will be able to buy for their headquarters as well. Obviously, it will not be as powerful as the one for PD. We will try our best to limit them to the size of your compound. So you would have to have an actual physical location that you call your own, that you would have this area set up in where it would disrupt radio signals. And obviously, it can't just be anywhere. It has to actually be in a place that would be reasonable for you guys. But again, we'll cross those roads whenever you guys get to that, if anybody actually decides that they want to use those. For awareness, as some criminals learnt tonight, at the same time as the gangs and the crims obviously getting access to radio jammers and radio stuff like that, police have a few new powers as well. They have the ability to scan for radio waves, which allows them to find out what frequencies people around them are on. So it doesn't tell them what name and what channel they're on. It just tells them what channel they're on. So in the event that you're on an open public channel, then the police can join and they can listen to what you're saying. But obviously, if you're on encrypted channels, then they're encrypted channels. The police have no ability to go through encrypted channels. And then the other thing that they have is the mobile radio jammer. So very similar to the one at the police department and the one that you guys will be able to get for your gang compounds, is a mobile version that is attached to specific police cars that also have to have the item purchased and in their inventory when they activate it. And this basically does the same thing as the stationary jammers, except it does it on a mobile. It just basically will cut off any radio signal in the area to try and control communication into the like bank robberies, crime scenes, stuff like that. We used it earlier today for a standoff in where was that? El Burro Heights or whatever. I really highly doubt it. Yeah, no, I'm not. We're not gonna go that deep. I don't think. It's a bit much. If there is a case that goes to it, then of course we will RP it. But I'm not. We're not gonna preemptively start writing laws about it. I think we just deal with it as it comes. You need to write a constitution, yeah, for real. May as well at this point. I think that's it for me. Am I missing anything?
No, I think that is good. On to our other lovely host. She wants to talk to you guys about cars and other things.
Effectively, immediately, the dealership is closed. I'm just
Forever.
okay. And ever. Okay, I'm just kidding. God. Okay. So anyway, there are gonna be some changes to the dealership. Like, that is true. What's gonna happen is that over the next couple of days, I will slowly be shutting down the dealership to revamp it. I'm gonna give it until this weekend. So any cars that you would like to purchase, I would make it a priority to go and purchase. We have to rebalance some cars. There's going to be some cars that will now be in season that you can only temporarily get for a certain amount of time. And it's to give us a new, different feel with the dealership, and also, like there's some stale things in there and everything. So we want to change them out. And as I'm learning to dev with cars and different things like that, I want to bring you guys something new, fresh, and out the oven. So make sure you make it a priority. Going forward, we'll be having, different things going on at the dealership as well. Cars of the week, thanks to Richie for bringing that idea up. We're also going to be rebalancing a couple of things that we removed a couple of months ago. Just ask that you have a little bit of patience. If there are some cars that you have that were expensive and they either got boggled down if they're not running right or anything like that, we're not necessarily going to be refunding, but we are looking at trying to fix some of them. Not every single car. Do not go in your garage and say, well, this car is not going 210 because I paid this amount. I'm not. Submit this to me in reason. But I'm going to open up either have you guys open up tickets, do a form or something. There'll be more information about that. But I'm just telling you, we're going to be rebalancing and looking at some other cars. Some of the car suggestions that people have also suggested will be looked at, but I cannot promise you guys every single thing that was suggested and put in. It can be done because I'm also trying to improve performance of the server by removing a lot of the cars out of the dealership as well. So some people are having, issues. I think we've been doing a lot of removing and cleaning up of different areas, so that we can have people that don't have as good of a high-end computer be able to enjoy the server and everything as well. So, and then also, Crims, like they said, are going to be getting some love. Pilots licenses is a major thing, as they said, and I cannot wait to do this project that I've been wanting to do for a while. Crim and PD week, EMS week, all of that is still going to be happening. A lot of people are going to be going away in July. So I'm trying to at least have one major server event towards the end of the month so that a lot of you guys can participate. We also did a thing in the casino as well. When you guys notice it, we hope you guys enjoy it. And shout out to Jay for always going in there and changing out the car. Poor guy.
That car.
Yo, the car.
You people are crazy how fast y'all win these cars. I put a car up and within like 5 hours it was gone. That was crazy.
It was.
And it's
It's a
a
good
low
car,
chance
too.
of getting it. Yeah, it was a good car.
These are good
Yeah,
cars.
he's been picking some spicy cars.
If if ever someone is like, "Hey, I haven't seen, a bike in a long time," make a ticket. I would love to see people be like, "Oh, I'd like to see this classification of car," because right now I'm just like, random. Sure, this one. Is it OP? No. All right, in the casino. Can we make the Panto go 300?
I mean, we can, but like the question is, should we?
Because we can.
We
doesn't mean we should.
can. I can do anything to a car, but it's gonna be rough.
Super rough.
Thing's got 13-inch wheels.
We also have a website. And we are working on it. Finally was able to get the domain name going. It's going to be audacitycityrp.com. It's a little staging thing on there for right now, but within the next couple of days, as I get some time off from work, or at least after work, I'll be starting to build on there. So once that happens, like I asked you guys before, make sure you guys are uploading, your clips, your pictures, all of that, even events. If you guys are working on car, selling things, even if you are masked up and you want to show some crim activity, it's not going to be used to single you out. We just want to show people the different things that you can do here at Audacity. So, and I would love all of your guys' different scenes, things that we may not even be able to see. We have a TikTok, we have a YouTube, and I'll make sure that we get our socials up, because we want to start building that up so that we can get more people here, more pop. More pop means that we can bring other things, we can open other places, we can do other things, and more. So, thank you to everybody that's been also recommending the server. We've had some great new people join, and we appreciate you guys so much in your time. Another suggestion that I had brought up was that we might not do role player of the month every single month, because I think we might show some love to a couple of different people that are either always active or putting in time, or they just did something so random one day. We're still discussing that, but if you do not see something change and you see something different, don't be alarmed. If you guys do feel like the last month that someone has definitely deserved role player of the month, please let us know in chat, and then we'll definitely discuss it. But I just want you guys to know that that is just something that is in the works, because we want to kind of, acknowledge different people for different things, not just, the role playing stuff.
We'll give you different rewards just for
Yeah,
being
something
a part of the
fresh.
storylines and just encouraging you to try come out of your comfort zone and try different RPs and stuff like that. It doesn't always have to be some super story profound or anything like that. It can be just as simple as you created a scene and it was a good time. So, but we still want to reward people so they don't feel like, oh, how am I supposed to get role player of the month or whatever it is that I have to do, but still acknowledge that you're here and you're role playing in your own way and doing your own thing and just being a part of the community. So we do have something in the works to um, reward you guys with that in the future. We're just still working out like how that works.
Fire department. I just seen that.
That.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Everybody in this server know that your girl been asking about FD since she got here, but it's coming. Okay.
Just saying, the buildings are
Just we got it. We got it. Okay. A lot of people thought I was gonna rush and open up FD. Don't worry about it. It's coming, baby. No. Y'all better get ready, because there's gonna be some crazy RPs that happen once that happens. Okay. All right. So I'm hanging up my shoes. I'm gonna be a fire department chief, or we gonna do something. But yes, it's coming.
That's enough from you, Stick. That's enough from you, sir.
What he said? What he said? I roll. I didn't even bring it up. Okay. What do you mean gotta be a sin type of story? The hell does that mean? Listen! Wow!
Oh! Whoa, sir.
Oh.
That's no. That kind of negative attitude is just unnecessary, sir.
Oh, that's right, Pride Bacon. Happy Pride to everybody that is a part of the community. Happy Pride. We appreciate you guys a lot.
Banned for me. Yeah, that's it. See you later.
It encourages arson. Yes, and happy Men's Mental Health Month. And everybody, it is okay to not be okay. If you ever are having a bad day and you feel like you just want some type of event or something crazy to happen, reach out to us, open up a ticket or something. We here, we family, we got your back. We got you. Yes, all the mental health awareness,
Jesus,
everything, we got your back. Everybody's getting a hug. Everybody. It's not just a month. That is an awareness all year long, all the time. So
not only is it a month, but it is June. It's June.
Yeah.
So we moving on to questions, or?
Yeah. Oh, and whoever's a father, if we don't talk to you next week and everything, happy Father's Day.
Oh yeah. Happy Father's Day.
And don't worry, we'll all Sick always be server dad. All right. Yep. Who got questions? Raise your hand. Oh, wait. Wait. Pause. Something else happened. Funk got community leader about a week or two ago, and Hanover got moved up to Discord mod. That is a big change. Yeah, and JP got moved up to junior dev. He's been helping us with projects on the server and stuff like that. And I just want to give a huge shout out to the dev team and Hellheim. They've been kicking ass and giving y'all stuff. So we appreciate all the hours and work and time that y'all been doing and the frustrations. I appreciate y'all so much, so much. Okay, now I'm done.
It wouldn't be so frustrating if the fucking mechanic script didn't break. Mechanic script.
It's been behaving so far the last couple of weeks. What you mean?
Yeah, because I fixed it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it was the fixing it that was the frustrating part.
I know.
And get out there and race, damn it. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, for real. Literally offering you guys a free chance to drive race cars, and then also offering you a chance to get a job as a race car driver, and ain't nobody showing up.
Okay. There was a question earlier that someone had to later explain what was actually being said to me.
Right. Yes.
So, from what I understood, if there is a bolo out on a car based off of a license plate, the plate reader will not ding that plate because it'll be disrupted by the plate reader.
Okay. There you go. Question answered then. Was there further questions? Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Oh,
If
100%.
someone goes by me, I see error. It's on site, bro. It's on site.
Yeah, it's if you want to know the fines for it, it's all in the criminal code already. You can go look it up. It's like
2-6-14.
2614.
Use as needed. If you know you finna get into some shit, then put your shit on. But don't
What will we
just-
be pulling them over for? 2-6-14.
Yeah, using a disruptor.
Use of police. Use of hang on. What is the actual law? Hang on. Let me switch to it. I literally just wrote it. You think I'd fucking remember? It is use of radar or plate jamming devices. It is a misdemeanor, punishable by 8 months in jail and $10,000 fine. 3 demerit points on the vehicle.
It's not horrible. It's doable.
We have a question.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, we do? What?
Someone raised their hand.
Oh. How do I do the thing? Yep.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
There we go.
Hi, first time caller.
Okay.
Long time listener.
Can you yeah, can you put this on a car that doesn't belong to you?
Yes, you can put the plate reader on any vehicle you want.
Plate disruptor.
Plate disruptor.
So if I wanted to fuck with someone, I
Yeah,
just
you
put
can
the
put it-
reader on and just that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
No.
Could.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
No. So
It'd be a very
listen,
expensive prank, but
yeah, it would be
Yeah.
a very expensive prank. But if you know that you're, let's say, for instance, let's say if Jace had it out for Kaz, I'll just use these two people because I am one of them and the other one won't have a problem with it. If Jace just has it out for Kaz and knows Kaz has like an arsenal
Hey,
on
bro.
him and has access to his vehicle for 10 seconds, he could walk up, put that on him, and then Kaz could just be not walking down the street, but just casually driving like a local, and he could get pulled over and they could absolutely like search his car because of that. And then I mean there's role playability with it.
That'd be so fucked up and hilarious at the same time.
I honestly I can't wait to see it. Like I'm fucking die laughing, bro.
Great
Made up the
question.
first step in the Ocean's 11 heist. getting someone's attention, like whatever the heck they don't even know, like that. You ever seen that Ocean's 11 movie
Yeah,
where
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
poor
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
the poor guy's in the hotel room and he's getting like the
Swatted.
worst
Yeah.
things ever. Yeah,
Oh, well, that's really cool, Harley. Or you can add metal to your server of choice, so like a bot where you can put in, I guess,
yeah.
videos and it shows up. That's kind of neat. I have to look into it. Metal bot.
Jay, I'm doing those doors you asked me for right now, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming out. Okay, Rogers, 'cause you've been ready. You've been ready to talk.
Yeah,
I'm
he's had his
patiently
hand up
waiting.
for 54 minutes now.
So
Okay,
if
go ahead.
you put that on your card, does it also disrupt the front plate as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
yes,
do the
yes.
back.
It's just
Um,
plates, period.
It is, you have to walk up to the back of the car to put it on, but it also disrupts the front.
Okay.
Ain't no way that was your only question because you were trying to speak before the meeting even started. You
No,
didn't even
I
know
just
there was
like
a
hearing my
thing.
voice.
Ah, okay. If you're hearing your own voice, I
Yeah.
recommend you adjust your settings because that's not supposed to happen.
Everyone loves to hear my voice. All right, I'm just amazing.
Just no, negative.
Damn.
Ouch. All right, that's rude, guys. That's rude. That was actually it. He left. Oh, okay. I was looking forward to another question.
Okay. Are there? Oh.
Now again, I got another question.
Oh, okay, all right.
I don't believe you. I think you're lying to me. We are updating and rejigging some of the laws. So, specifically, James, I guess, pay attention to the Title II because there might be some things, not really, nothing of significance really changing, or likely not. But like earlier today, vehicular manslaughter was moved to now be classified under voluntary manslaughter, and voluntary manslaughter is reclassified as manslaughter. Oh shoot! Hang on, Hanover, didn't you want to talk about?
I mean, not necessarily like we need to at this moment. It's still like a work in progress, but
It's still
I
like a
wasn't
work
sure
in
if you wanted to
progress.
talk about it. I mean, we
I
went
think we
through
should.
all of the first section and the second section essentially right now
No,
of
I'm
Title
talking
II.
specifically about the very first charge
Yes, and
and the
now
implications of it.
yes. So the very first charge in the server that we have of 211 is the act of capital murder, which is defined as basically you're killing a fucking cop and other individuals for some kind of capital gain, right? So that is determined to be one of the most heinous crimes that you can commit within the city. So as it sits right now, the fine as well as the time for it is essentially identical to that of like first degree murder. Now, there is talks of potentially making that significantly higher because if you get a cop to perma their character and you are the one that did it, there is also implications that come with that. Let me pull it up real quick here so that I'm actually reading from the sources. But there is more that goes into it than just a fine and just getting jail time. So as it sits right now with the law how it's written, you can have your assets seized and 25% of the value of all your assets will go to the victim or the victim's families or next of kin. Another 25 of that will go to the administrator of the courts. And then I believe the rest of it is just kind of moot at that point. You can correct me if needed for that.
It
But
would
also,
basically just go to the city.
yeah, it
whatever's
just
left.
goes to the city apparently for that. Now, the last portion of this is that the district attorney may request the court to consider the death penalty for anyone who has committed capital murder.
So, hang on, real quick. Again,
Yeah.
just because I know some people weren't listening until you said the word death penalty.
likely.
So, our own. No. So, with the way that we're going to be handling the death penalty, because obviously we do not have the death penalty because it is directly juxtaposed to our
Exactly.
server
It's
rules.
opposed to some of the rules.
Yes.
It's just
So
really
instead, and I'm actually kind of excited about this. Capital murder. I mean, it'll still be quote unquote a death penalty, but essentially you'll just be put on death row, wherein you will be behind bars for the rest of your character's life. So what that could mean is that you go to jail and then you escape, and then you are forever just a wanted person. And so every time you get caught, you get arrested. Or it could mean that you decide to just have a character that plays in jail. I don't know. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's a thing now, so that's kind of cool. But in order to do so, you would have to actually kill a cop or kill someone during a bank robbery. Which, fun fact, if anybody is paying attention, you should read the laws about grand
Now, that was
larceny.
the second point I was going to bring up for people's awareness. Bank robberies. That's considered capital murder. Anybody you kill, or like if you've killed another player.
But this ain't a law
robbed
class, so we
something
ain't got to
like
talk about that.
It's capital murder too. So just so you're aware.
Anyways, so I don't even know where we started on this. Where did we start on this?
The modification of the actual time and fine for
Oh,
capital
right.
murder. So the
Right.
time right now is 45 months, which is like 5 months higher than first degree murder. And the fine itself is not significantly higher than first degree murder at all either. Now, since it is determined that those are some of the, it's not a guaranteed that you're going to get your shit taken or that you're going to be sentenced to death row. It can be pushed for it, but it all had to be done in court. But we're going to be upping the time served for anybody who commits capital murder and the fine significantly. Now, we're trying to figure out essentially where that number is going to land. And I believe that was where we were at currently with the situation with it.
Yeah, I think so. So what we need to kind of understand is where, like, well, I don't actually know how to say this. Helheim, help!
What you trying to say?
Like,
Mom.
what should the
Help.
what should the like the what should we change it to? I guess. Yeah.
Change.
They like we were talking about wanting to change capital murder to be much higher sentence.
Okay.
Is that? But I thought that like when we were talking about it, we had kind of said that we should talk about it with the community. So
Okay. Gotcha.
what?
I mean, honestly, it's. I guess more of the question is like, what is the possibility of it getting to that point? Like, how many times do you have to commit, capital murder before you are considered a death row inmate? I think that would be.
Oh well, that's just case by case. No, we're talking like I'm meaning like so it is actually just a charge unto itself that carries a time and a fine all by itself. It just is also the only charge that we have that can land you permanently behind bars.
Okay. Gotcha.
So like the permanently behind bars thing, that in the law it says death row, but obviously we're not going to go death row. We'll just life in jail. But what about the jail and fine time that you get ahead of that? Because it's Hanover was saying that he feels it's a bit low, given that it's permadeathing a cop character.
What is the current price of it?
It's
Currently,
pretty
it's
steep.
45 months and $67,000. That's just if you kill a cop, that's what you're gonna get, right? Or if you kill somebody during a bank robbery, whatever, right? You commit this crime, you're getting 45 months and $67,000. So, in my eyes, that is a pretty low amount for ending somebody's life, just in general. And we kind of started going over this with also the murder charges, first degree, second degree, and all of those also. So I do believe that right now we might be wanting to up how much a crime that involves the death of somebody is actually, like, how much monetary and time you're going to be serving and paying for this.
I don't actually know if we can look at anything other than first degree and capital murder, though, if I'm being entirely honest.
Yeah,
because when someone murders a local, we would generally classify that as second degree murder. So I
Well-
don't want that to be a
Yeah,
significant
I don't want that
punishment.
to be changed either. Really, just first degree
So-
and capital murder,
Well, how
because those would
about
be mostly how a player character is going to be done.
Okay.
because if it's mostly just about like that's too low, we could either double or triple it as long as it's kind of within a still fair enough range.
It's outlier crime. It's not a matter.
Yeah.
For
It's kind of-
clarification, apologize. For clarification, I'm not gonna lie to you. I zoned out there for a minute. Was looking at gifs in the chat. But we're talking when we're talking about players actually dying. We're not talking about them going stage 2. We're talking about them
No pulse.
permitting, right?
Yeah.
A perma death.
Permadeath.
Okay.
That character is gone. No longer shall be.
Like say Kaz fucking shoots Hanover in the face and then Hanover dies. Like he gone. That's what we're talking.
Yeah.
Do you have to be the example because you decided to become the example every opportunity?
You are the example.
You have made yourself the example, brother.
You are fun to talk about.
It is. You are entertaining to become the example, and I applaud you for that. Thank you for taking the mantle.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, we'll work on what that should be, and that's just for cases of the character gets permanent. So I was like, it's not every day you commit on something like that, and then all of a sudden,
I don't think anyone has been charged with capital murder yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
We have not had a capital murder charge yet.
Yeah. But if you're
I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. I'll do it, but
But if it's something
Yeah, I
that
mean,
you
uh,
end up going, you might end up going to life in prison for, then most likely any money you have isn't going to be of much use to you anyway.
Yeah.
well,
and then-
I'm really excited for it personally because like I think it'd be so cool to like
that
get
goes to
busted,
court, for sure.
get busted for capital murder, and like be serving a life sentence in jail and then escape, and just spend your life living on the run until they actually catch you and you agree to put your character down. Like I think that'd be kind of cool.
I think it'd be really entertaining for all sides, honestly. If you get yourself on fucking death row and you break the fuck out, you are like high profile, like enemy number 1.
Yeah, you'd be
Cops
like
will
the
be
most
looking for
wanted.
you.
Exactly, it'd be so
Your face
cool.
will never leave the wanted app. You will forever be cemented there.
And you have to actually worry about people fucking snitching on you. That could be a legitimate reward for you.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Agree to put your character
Totally
down.
do.
I mean, that was the kindest way of
Yeah.
putting it, Charleston.
Until you think this is no longer the way you want to do that.
Alright. But keeping on track, was there anything else besides that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, other than the title 2 is going to be seeing some changes eventually.
Okay.
We're working on it actively, but as they become, we will let people know.
So I guess the main thing, if you want to take anything away from this meeting, is that there's a lot of cool and fun stuff coming for crims and gangs. It's just you have to also understand that on the flip side of that, there might also be some new laws and things like that to kind of cover that stuff, so it's not just floating in the air and nobody knows what's what, and it gives you guys an opportunity to understand what the city laws are, so that you can find loopholes or you can do different things. Like, just use your imagination. That's the main thing. We're all just playing adult pretend, so just have your fun, and just know that when you're doing stuff, like, it might come with some different types of RP and cool scenarios, so it just kind of depends on what you want to do with it. So,
Well-
but yeah.
Yay. Okay. Well, since nobody has any questions.
It... Roger. Well, if gonna make sure that this video gets posted up. I'm not sure what happened to the last one because I'm pretty sure I tried to post it. Maybe it didn't make it. I don't know. So I'll make sure this one gets up. If you guys like think of something, later on, like, oh, I didn't have an opportunity to ask that. always feel free to put in a ticket or ask or something like that. We don't mind answering questions and things like that. So just let us know.
Most of us don't mind. You got to watch out for Jay. He can really bite sometimes.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
Sorry.
Other than that, if no one else has any other questions or we don't have anything else to express to y'all, I would say this meeting is adjourned. I feel like an hour is perfect. Like, yes, we did it. Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
We were on point and organized. I love it.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. So we didn't just talk to an empty room, and for being involved and wanting to know what's up. Yeah. Are we gonna let Roger speak? He still wants to talk.
I already clicked his
hand up
invite
and
to
I'm
speak.
putting it down. It's I think he's just spamming the button at this point. I'm not sure if he actually means it.
Look, I just can't.
Okay, I'll invite him. I invited him. Oh, he came up this time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't actually push a button, but I daydreaming. I missed everything. What is going on?
Okay, all right.
Well, have a good night.
Miss Connie vanished into the
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
into the audience. It's like the Homer Simpson just fading into the bush.
I look. It's time to go. It's time to go. Good night, guys.
Y'all are awesome.
Heck yeah.
Night.
Let's get it.